we're going to be reviewing the Smith Wesson M&P 9 Compact M2.0.
I think this done pretty well.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Concealed Carry channel. I'm Grant McLean. Thanks for joining today. I got an exciting review for you. We're going to be reviewing the Smith Wesson M&P 9 Compact M2.0. So, really excited to show you our findings with this. Before we jump into that, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Well, whatever it is that you want to comment. That helps out the channel quite a bit. And I want to say thank you to our friends over at Northwest Armory. They've done a fantastic job with supporting the channel. If you do need to get a gun, just go to nwarmory.com. You can order a gun there. They will ship it to your local FFL, and you'll be good to go. If you do happen to stop in the store, tell them that Grant over at the Concealed Carry channel sent you, and they're going to make sure to take care of you very well. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the review here and do a formal unboxing so that way you can see what you're going to be getting with the pistol when you order it or you buy it for yourself, okay? So, obviously, it's going to come in this nice hard case here. You can put a lock there, which is great because some pistols, they do come in a cardboard box. Then you have to go and buy a case if you're, obviously going to be traveling with it or take it to the range. You have to get something appropriate for that. But it does already come in a plastic case, which is a big plus already. All right, let's go ahead and open this baby up. All right, so what you'll see here is you'll see the pistol, and you'll see it has the butcher paper. I love that when the pistols come with butcher paper on it. And let's go ahead and pop that pistol out of there. So here we are, M&P 9 Compact M2.0. Let's go ahead and take that safety flag out of it. Okay, so you see there, clear, drop the mag. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to dive into the gun, of course, but let's go ahead and finish up with what comes with this pistol in the box. All right, so you'll have two 15-round mags. You're going to have a total of 3 of these back straps and kind of palm swells too, which is neat because most companies, they're going to give you a back strap. This one actually has the palm swells as well. So you have the one on the pistol, and then you have 3 more in the box, okay? And then you're also going to get 2 of these magazine sleeves, okay? And this is awesome because, and this is a great job from Smith Wesson too, is with this pistol, you have the 15-round magazine, fits beautifully just in there from the factory as is. However, this will also accept the full-size magazines, the 17-rounders, okay? But what's going to happen is when you put that into the pistol, you're going to get this gap, okay, because you have 2 extra rounds. So, great job, Smith & Wesson, for including these sleeves, and the way that they're going to go on there is like this, okay? And that way, when you put that full size into it, it's going to make up for that gap in the bottom where you'd normally see. And that looks really good. They did a great job on that, okay? So you're going to get 2 of those little sleeves in the box. And I really appreciate that. And in fact, that kind of inspires me to go buy the 17-rounders. So, that's kind of a smart thing is, hey, now all I have to do is go get the 17-rounders. I already got the sleeve. Because the sleeves are not something that most gun shops are just going to have separately. They're going to have the magazines separately, but a lot of the full-size magazines aren't going to have that sleeve already on them because they're going to be meant for the full-size M&P. So that's cool that it comes with that. You can just go pick up the mags at your local gun store. The other things we're going to have in here is we're going to have the lock. We're going to have some extra paperwork here. Bam, bam, bam. Your manual. see if we have a sticker in here. No. No sticker. Dang it. That's all right. I guess what I'll do is I'll take the old butcher paper and I'll just glue this to the bumper of my truck. That'll work fine. But other than that, you're going to have everything you're going to need basically from the factory. So let's go ahead and set that aside and talk about this gun, okay? So this is a compact frame. It's chambered in 9mm. It has a 15+1 capacity, so 15 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. The barrel on this is 4 inches, okay? Length on this guy is 7.25 inches. Height on this is 5.25 inches. And the width is 1.2 inches. For the weight, it's weighing in at 1 pound, 12 ounces. And we have a MSRP of $569. Okay, not bad. Okay, so when I, got my hands on this pistol, you could pretty much tell that this is going to be right alongside the SIG P320 Compact and the Glock 19. This is obviously a competitor to those. Fortunately, I have both of those here, so we're going to be able to do a quick side-by-side comparison on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off here at the top with the sights, kind of work our way down, and then we'll do our comparison with the P320 and the Glock 19, okay? So first thing is we're going to start off on those sights. Now these are going to be your typical white 3-dot sights. Now these sights, they are metal. There isn't anything necessarily special about these sights, 3 dots, they're white. Pretty easy to find if you're used to a 3-dot sight. They are replaceable though. So I know that people will replace them with tritium night sights or fiber optic sights. Fantastic as far as that goes, easy to find. There is plenty of room up here if you did want to add a optic cut, you wanted to get that milled out. This is not the optic ready model. They do make an optic ready model. This one is basically the base model in a certain way. Okay, so yeah, not super unpleased, not super over the top pleased or anything like that. Keep in mind it's $569, so it's right in that price range of kind of the base model compacts when it comes to well-known manufacturers. All right, now let's go ahead and jump into the slide. The slide here has some nice serrations in the back and kind of some thoughtful serrations in the front. And let me tell you what I mean. The serrations in the back, I really do like kind of that wave, kind of that scaly look to it. It's pretty cool looking. On the front here, you have these small ones, and this isn't even a 1/4 of an inch thick. To me, they're more aesthetic than functional. So if you're used to having front serrations and using those for manipulation of the slide, I don't think that those are going to fit the bill, okay? You're going to want to probably mill those serrations further up, or this might not be the right firearm for you, because when this is oily and your hands are sweaty, this slide does get slippery, okay? If you're looking to manipulate the front of the slide and those front serrations, if you're used to like the P320 that has the front serrations, and also the Glock 19, okay? As far as that goes, the machining for Smith & Wesson here, and then the M&P 9 over here, the little Smith & Wesson logo, that they did a really good job on. So can't complain on that at all. And then right here at the top of the barrel, where the barrel and the slide meet there, you'll see there's a small hole. And that little window there is going to allow you to take a look down in and see if there's brass. So if there's brass there, that means there's a round in the chamber. And so that's kind of a little extra safety feature you can see. So other than that, with the slide, there's nothing too crazy special about it. Now, had this been a Performance Center model, there would have been porting and things like that going on there. and the optic cut, that would have been pretty cool. So when I do get my hands on one of those, you can best believe that I'm going to be doing a review on it, okay? Now let's go ahead and jump into the safety. There is, on this model, there is not a thumb safety or a grip safety, okay? Those do exist on M&P 9s, just not on this particular model we're talking about today. So if those things are important to you, I'm not going to say that this gun is out of the running. Just this particular configuration might not be a good fit. So if you want those extra safeties, you can certainly get those as well. This one does have a safety on the trigger right there, okay? Now, this trigger safety is different than what you would find on a Glock. And I'm going to grab that Glock right now so you can see, okay? All right, so we have the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS, and we have the Smith Wesson M&P 9 Compact right there. So on the Glock, you have the trigger safety, but you have a solid trigger with the safety in the center of it, okay? And there is a small piece that essentially, when you push in that safety, that little tab that hangs down that keeps the trigger from being able to go all the way back, okay, is going up into the trigger, and now the trigger can go all the way back, okay? So it's the same concept with this, except for the hinge, this whole bottom piece is hinged. So you can see how that whole bottom piece moves, okay? And that little tab in the back of the trigger is going to go up and out of the way, allowing you to fire the gun. Now, when I saw this, this is probably one of the ugliest triggers I've ever seen. Definitely not winning the beauty show. But also, I really do like the functionality of this safety, okay? And I'll tell you why. If you're one of the type of shooters that uses just the tip of your finger, okay, with a Glock, and I also ran into this with the Walther Q5, is you put just the tip of your finger on the trigger, you might not press the safety down far enough to be able to pull back the trigger. And when you do pull back that trigger and that safety, that little bar is not down all the way, you're not going to be able to push that down really at the same time, because now that little tab in the back is being shoved against the frame, okay? So now it has resistance there, and then you're trying to push that down too, okay? And you're not shooting with two fingers in that trigger guard, okay? So that's the thing is with this, you can absolutely put just the tip of your finger on that trigger, and that safety will work fantastic, okay? Now, when you have the safety down, okay, that trigger does have a nice shape to it, the shape that you're looking for, okay? When you're behind the gun, though, honestly, are you going to care how ugly that looks when the safety is on? No. When you're behind it, you know, it's going to function just the way that you'd want it to. It works great, okay? So, safety-wise, that is your only safety on this particular model. And then they do have models that have the grip safety and a manual thumb safety too. So you can add more safeties, which is cool because it's not that way with most manufacturers, all right? Now, let's go ahead and jump into the mag release, all right? I'm going to grab a couple more guns so you can kind of see why I like this mag release versus some of the other ones, okay? So let's go ahead and grab, here is a P320. This one's a little bit different because I did some customization to that, but you'll get the idea. And here is that X-Carry P320 that I did in one of the previous videos with the Wilson Combat grip. All right, so when we're looking at the mag release on some of these, you'll see like the Glock one doesn't stick out very far from the grip, okay? So if you have gloves on and you're turning your thumb down, you might find that finding that mag release, your thumb could just go right over the top of it, and you may not know that it was there, okay? A lot of times people that have these are going to get the enhanced mag release button, and that way it sticks up, okay? With the SIGs, you'll see here that sticks out pretty far. Same on the Wilson Combat grip module for the SIG. It sticks out pretty far. You can easily find these, okay? Now, with this one, with the Smith & Wesson, there's a small bump in the grip, so you can find where that mag release is, but it doesn't stick out very far, all right? And keep in mind, you know, things are meant to be a little bit more flush because this is more of like a carry gun. But the one thing that I really like about this is normally the mag release is just outside of where my thumb can really get a positive purchase on that magazine release. A nice, positive, easy manipulation. Okay. With this one, I can push my thumb down there, and this is just the lightest of touches. Crazy light. Okay. So I almost prematurely shot out that magazine. I was like, holy smokes, this thing is super fast. And it's kind of rare for me, you know, I have medium-sized hands, so it's kind of rare for me to find a gun that has an American-style mag release, not the paddle ones, not the European style, but American-style mag release that I can manipulate without changing up my grip angle. So even though my thumb may not be completely over that mag release, it requires such little pressure that it doesn't even matter. It's awesome. I'm just so in love with that. I wish that on the mag release they would have had the button come back a little bit more, because they already have the bump there, so it's like, okay, might as well make the button come back a little bit more. But nonetheless, gosh, I really like that, okay? As far as the mag goes, it is ambidextrous, so if you decide you want to flip that over to the right side of the gun, you totally can, okay? So mag release, very happy with that. Don't even have to change my grip angle or anything. That's awesome. And I also noticed too that the amount of travel that button has to go to release the mag, okay, is less than any of the other guns, okay? So I don't have to press it as hard or as far down in as any of these other ones. So kudos to Smith & Wesson on that. You guys killed it on that one. We're going to go into the grip, okay? Now, on the M2.0, one of the things that they greatly improved on was the grip. This grip is one of, like, my favorite textures. So on one of my previous videos, I had the Wilson Combat grip module for the P320, okay? And you probably heard me talk about the back strap and the front strap of this grip and how I just love that. And it reminded me of the M&P 2.0. And I really, really like this grip. Your hands get sweaty. It's easy to have that nice, positive, confident feeling in the grip. Now, inside the box, you're going to get 3 of these back straps. So you have a total of 4. And it's not just the back strap, but it's also this palm swell. And I'll show you how this comes off here. So on the bottom, all you do is turn this, okay? And you just pull that outward. And you'll have that little pin. So you're just going to turn it, 90 degrees, and then pull from the bottom up. And out it goes. So you can swap this over with different ones. So if you want to have, the beaver tail maybe enhanced a little bit if your hand is smaller, okay, you have that. If you want to just add more to, you like the factory beaver tail, but you just want to add a little bit more to the palm swell and the back strap itself, super easy. There's a little tab on the back, and you're just going to put that in first and then push down on the back. on the bottom. Just like that. You're going to take this pin and at that 90-degree angle, insert that in and then twist. And voila, there it is. Super, super simple to do that. Great. They did a great job on that. With the grip angle on this, I really do like it. This is an 18-degree grip angle, and it's super natural to take this and pretty much just point your hand out straight, and it just aligns the sights immediately. It's kind of like if the grip angle of a Glock and a 1911 had a baby, it would be this. I really do like this, okay? And they took away some of the boxiness in the front of the grip that you would normally find on like a Glock, okay? So this in the front is going to be much more boxy on a Glock than it is on the Smith & Wesson, and you can kind of see that there. So it's nicely rounded versus this is going to be more boxy. So they did a fantastic job on that. This is one of the more comfortable guns that I've felt, for sure. And even that indent there for your thumb fits nicely. I mean, even versus the SIG X module, because this is more flat, it really doesn't have an indent for the palm. I would definitely say that this is super ergonomic, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about the controls on here. Earlier I talked about the safety. Let's finish up talking about the trigger here. So this trigger is a polymer trigger. It's not a metal trigger, but if you wanted to swap out this trigger to say like an Apex trigger, you absolutely can. I have a friend of mine who has a MP9 and he likes it very much, and he swapped out the trigger to an Apex trigger. I have had a chance to shoot that gun. It is a great shooting gun. The other thing you're going to find on here is the slide lock release. This is ambidextrous, okay? So on this side and on that side, okay? Like I mentioned earlier, mag release, that is ambidextrous. You just have to swap that out. I would prefer that this slide lock release was bigger. I would like it if it at least stuck out more, okay? And that is one thing that I do like about the SIG, is you'll see that slide lock release that sticks out pretty far. It's super easy for me to find that without looking at the gun in that way. So this I would prefer if that was maybe a little bit closer. If that was a little bit closer to my thumb, so here, and then also stuck out a little bit more. So that is one thing that I would prefer. Regardless, though, would that be make or break for me? I tend to slingshot my slides during a reload versus use the slide lock release lever. So, you know, if that's kind of how you manipulate your gun, then that may not overall be such a big factor for you, okay? So just something to keep in mind. All right, so at the range, we did our usual grouping of 3, 5, 7, and 10 yards, and we're doing 5 shots in 2 seconds, or at least that's our goal, right? And the groupings on this were, you know, really good. I really only had, you know, one little flyer up there, and that was on the 10 yards, but really happy with how that turned out. And the slide on this feels a bit heavier, and it feels and also looks a bit taller than some, but overall the recoil management on this was just fantastic. And I think a lot of that had to do with this grip and just how natural you just push your hand out forward and that grip just aligns. So you just look at your target and you can pretty much just point your pointer finger at where you want it to go, and it's gonna go. And so that helped me a lot. And you know, the more I shot this gun, the more I really enjoyed it. And be honest with you, I'm not gonna be surprised if next time I'm over at the gun shop that I end up coming home with one of these. Because I need one, obviously. But I really just like that grip angle so much. The ergonomics are just spot on. I'll probably go with the Performance Center model because, you know, I wanna mess around with the ported slide and ported barrel. That's pretty cool, and I'm not looking for one that is a threaded barrel for a suppressor because I already have kind of that covered with some of my other guns. But yeah, I do really like this a lot. So as far as recoil management goes, you know what? Between my SIG, Glock, this, I didn't see a huge amount of variations in them. Okay, I'm not going to say that this is way better than a Glock. I'm not going to say that, you know, the SIG is way better than this or anything like that. I think they're all just kind of on par with each other in that regard. But I will tell you this, the grip makes a huge difference on getting back onto target because of it being such a natural feel, okay? So that to me was a big bonus. I kind of feel that same way with the Wilson Combat grip module for the P320, okay? So it's awesome that this already has that feel without having to replace the grip module or the frame, okay? It's just already that way from the factory. So that to me is a big bonus. To kind of talk about, you know, the P320 and the Glock there and this, you know, I know price is a factor when it comes to choosing a gun. So, you know, you're looking at your factory P320 that would be comparable to this, and that's going to be the one without like the night sights, and it's going to be the compact model 15 round mag. Those ones, they're $550, okay? This one's $570, and what I'm seeing Glock selling for right now is the $700 range, okay? Now, still, I think Glocks are one of the more customizable guns. There's more accessories for those, but nonetheless, I don't know with this grip module if you'd want to send it out to get stippled. You know what I mean? The other things that you would maybe upgrade are going to be the trigger and maybe do an optic cut, but you know, you can have a gunsmith do an optic cut. They already took care of the grip beautifully there. Extended magazines are going to be a little bit more difficult than you would find with, like, say, a Glock or the SIG as far as that goes. This has the 1913 rail on it, so accessories, they're going to be fairly easy to find. In fact, actually, I have for you guys to take a look at. So, if you didn't know, Smith & Wesson acquired Crimson Trace, and so Crimson Trace accessories will have some cool resemblance of the, you'll see here, of that kind of wavy, scaly finish on some of their products, okay? So this is the Crimson Trace Light, and I'll actually put it on here so you guys can see what that looks like too. There you go. So now we have the light on there. Awesome. I would have liked to have seen this light kind of fill in that gap there as far as that goes. You know, just kind of pull that up a little bit tighter. But, you know, I think that's something that most people can live with. I'm just a little bit more critical in that regard. But I really like how the serrations, kind of that scalloping look, or that wavy look, matches the slide and the light. That's very cohesive. It's a smart thing for them to do. So I really do like that. And there's obviously going to be some lasers and such that you can get for these pistols as well. Okay. The only other thing I would say that would bug me, kind of bugs my OCD as far as the fit and finish goes, is if you look on the slide where the slide meets the frame, and if you take a look on a Glock, that space there's very little space between the slide and the frame, okay? So if I hold this up to the light, I can see light, a little bit of light between there, okay? On the SIG, very little light, nice and tight, okay? The gap on this is significant, okay? So that is one of kind of one of my gripes there is if you're carrying this in a dirty environment, you will probably want to clean this more often than some of these other ones. So, but if it's more of like a home defense or range gun or something like that, where, you know, you're keeping a nice, tidy, clean area, something like that, I wouldn't worry too much about debris getting down in there. But it's, in my mind, I would probably clean this a little bit more often than not, okay? Just because that gap is pretty big, okay? So, yeah. Overall, you guys, I think that this is a fantastic pistol. You know, if you're having trouble right now finding a good, compact, high-capacity carry gun or concealed carry gun, home defense gun, something like that. I mean, this has a 4-inch barrel, so this is going to be a lot of fun at the range too. And if you're having trouble, you know, finding like a Glock or a SIG P320, with these, you know, M2.0 M&P 9s, I would not take this out of the running for what you're looking to accomplish there, because I do really like this gun. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to be surprised if I go to the gun shop and pick one of these up next time. So anyways, I'm definitely buying one of these. What am I trying to say? Who am I kidding? You know what I mean? So with that being said, you guys, that's my thoughts. That's my feedback on the Smith & Wesson Compact 9mm. If you have one of these guns, definitely in the comments, let me know what it is that you love about it, what kind of drew you to that versus, say, like any of the other manufacturers. If you considered this gun and you decide to go with a different manufacturer, let me know too. You know, that also helps out the community for other people who are looking at this channel and trying to get good information on where they want to put their money in their own carry gun to help protect them and their family, okay? So, yeah, let us know what you think about the pistol. And then again, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Helps out the channel immensely. And then if you need a firearm, go to Northwest Armory, pop in the store, tell them that Grant over at Concealed Carry Channel sent you, or just jump on their website if you need to have it shipped to your local FFL. It's nwarmory.com. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us today for this awesome review. Make sure to hit that subscribe so that way you get notified again when we have another awesome review coming out. All right. We'll see you soon. Oh no. So with the trigger, like I was saying, with the safety there, super, you know, ugly trigger. The trigger is ugly. I gotta have one. I mean, is this thing not the most ergonomic? Have you tried this yet?
Not yet.
All right. That's how it claps, right? I guess it depends on how much money you throw at it. Maybe it'll clap a little more. I like this gun. I do. Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, cool. Should I set it down here first? And then I clap? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't drink that in the mornings.
Maybe you need to drink that at 6:30 in the morning.
Just catches up to me. Just have that on my nightstand. I need to put a mini fridge by my nightstand. Maybe I should have a mini fridge as my nightstand. That's a good idea. It's a very bachelor thing to do. It's kind of hot, though. You never know. Might need to reach over for a little Gatorade. Little electrolytes in the middle of things. This has already gone to hell, hasn't it? Okay. Let's thank everybody for being here today and joining us for this protest during the quarantine, because it's the only way we can actually hang out. I wonder if that's what we're going to do for my mom's birthday, if we're just going to call it a protest. We're having a protest at a restaurant.